Yo guys, XLN Audio just dropped a crazy new pack for hip hop drums, and it's basically for hip hop and gospel. So if you're not familiar, this plugin is super fire. It's called Addictive Drums 2, and basically there's a pack called hip hop and gospel. This thing sounds insane, yo. Let me turn off the reverb too, because our Logic adds reverb, so let's do it. That's a really good snare right here. Probably the best snare I've heard from all their packs. Then we have the modern boom bap. More of a Griselda vibe. Okay, and then you have the... This is the one that we're going to use for this Kanye beat today. So let's get a tempo going. Let's go to like 82, 84, somewhere around 90. Kanye's kind of like 90s hip hop. 90 BPM. All right, so I'm gonna kind of hum as I do it. That way I leave room. So boom, boom, boom. 2, 3. I didn't have an ending plan, so I just kind of freestyled that. What I love about Logic is when you quantize, they have really good swing. So I could turn up the swing to like 56 and then pull the swing amount back. All right, now let's go through different kits to figure out which one has a vibe. I feel like Kanye would actually like this kind of sound. Okay, so now let's go to Suno Studio. We need to generate the actual sample. So we're looking for a soul sample. Here's the keywords I use. We're gonna go to where it says create on the left side of Suno. Go to the audio, go to custom mode. On the lyrics, we do want to give it lyrics, so click the full screen mode and I'll say, want you to stay, my baby. Want you to stay tonight. Something like that. And then just repeat it. They repeated a lot of lyrics back then. And then, ooh, ooh, I love you. So they do well with oohs and ahs. And just repeat the same thing. So the reason we're repeating the lyrics is to tell Suno to make the sample longer. If you don't, it usually makes short samples. Under styles, we're going to do 1970s keyword black soul. You got to have the black soul in there. If not, it might generate some random type of soul, like Southern soul, for example. And I don't really touch these settings, but we probably want a male vocal for this. And let's hit create. So now it's just going to add these to our workspace, and we're going to do a couple of these. So let's just do it, a couple times. Shouldn't take that long to generate these songs. I'll even do the woman singer here so that we have different variations. All right, so here are the examples.
Want you to stay, stay my baby. Want you to
I kind of like it. The vocal's a little stretched here and there, but I do like that sample. This one's a little upbeat. We're also going to use Logic Stem Extractor.
My baby, want you to stay tonight.
This one's kind of cool.
Want you to stay, my baby.
That was kind of dope.
Want you.
This feels very Kanye with that swing.
Want you to stay, my baby. Want
Yeah, this is the one right there. Let's download that. Here's another sample that sounds crazy.
Want you to stay.
Yeah, we're probably gonna use this one. That doom 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 doom. Okay, now in Logic, we could basically import these straight into the sampler. All right, so now we get the samples in Logic. We're gonna wrap this sample around our drums. Let me figure out which sample is which. We got so many of them. I think it's this one I want. Yeah, let's do this one. This one kind of screams Kanye. Let's left click and drag it into, I believe it's the quick sampler optimized version. And what it should do is allow us to chop this up into different pieces. We can time stretch it, but what I like to do is just put on the gate mode. So this lets you play a sample and hold the note and let it go. So it has that truncated feel. You could also play it to the end if you want to kind of just use these as triggers. We're going to pull it back, the sensitivity. Let's see if we can wrap around this beat. We're chopping by the transients because we want it to feel almost like a drum, just a tonal drum. So we're probably going to play something like that. So at the end, I didn't think of again a turnaround. I might redo the drums to match this. Yeah, let's re-record the drums. Let's see if we can fit some hi-hats in here. Oh, I didn't know we were recording that. Dang, let's go back. All right, sometimes I forget we're recording. You can go in Addictive Drums and you can actually swap out the actual sound for the hi-hat by, I forget how to even get there. If you go to the kit, or where's it at? If you go to edit, find the hi-hat tab, and you can just cycle through different hi-hats. This one feels a little bit better for this. Man, this is really like sounding like a whole Kanye beat right now. We just need a stronger bass line. But I just ain't to get by. I'm gonna redo the ending. Yeah, let's do something like that. Switch it up. Why did we make a hit in like 5 minutes? Bro, this video is only like 10 minutes long. Let's go. I'm telling you guys, Addictive Drums is the key. Let's just turn up the kick a little bit. Let's take off any compression. Actually, it makes the tone actually. Never mind. I think it's the distortion. Let's just turn it up. Is that an EQ? I might add vocals to this. Let's add a bass line. So F is the root note here. All right, let's just follow the music. I kind of messed up the ending there. I don't know why it sounds like boom, boom. Wasn't doing that before. I was like boom, boom. Let me see why. Maybe I was just too high up. Let's just loop that. We really made a Kanye bop in like 2 seconds. My 745 to get by. I feel like this is too aggressive for a Kanye beat. Wonder what happens if we slow it down. No, I think we were at the perfect BPM. See how those real drums, like all the frequencies are filled in? When you use one shots and everything, it just doesn't have the same like surround sound type thing. I feel like we need to lead in with like the sample just going like ring, like just kind of looping a part of the sample. Let me see if I can find, what was that? It was the number 4. Let's just drag this in and let's see if this works like my idea that I have. So basically I just want to like, thing is we're gonna have to time stretch it. I don't know if I feel like doing all that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and all right, so we're gonna have to chop it right there, and we got to chop the beginning because the beginning has like a little gap in it. So let's zoom in. Is there a way for people who use FL and Logic? Is there a way to get like to make the audio look easier to look at. I don't know if I'm making sense, but the audio is kind of hard to tell where it's at sometimes. All right, so I think this will work. I don't know, but we're gonna try it. All right, so we're just gonna time stretch this whole thing. This may or may not sound good. Okay, first of all, I didn't even drag it all the way back. Second of all, let's time stretch this again. I think we're going to have to drop it in like stay, something like that. All right, so what we need to do is, okay, we need to drag the sample. Actually, okay, we need to drag it back in. Here's what I'll do. I think this will work. I think we could just kind of, well, we need to drag it in as an optimized sample. I'm just going to eyeball it. I just need to, man, this is a lot to explain. So what I'm trying to do is chop vocals. Let's actually drag this in as a new track. From here, we're going to right click. We're going to go to processing. We're going to go to stem splitter. And we're going to do all. And now Logic will basically separate the sample into different pieces. So I'm going to pause the video so you guys don't have to watch this. All right, that did not take long at all. We're going to grab the vocals, specifically just the vocal, left click and drag it down here into a new sampler. Okay, because now I just want to chop the vocals and not the drums and everything else. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the slice mode and just kind of mess with the transients. And let's use the gate mode. And now we're going to add these into the beat as like little decorative things. Now we can get rid of all these stems. Logic Pro definitely has the best stem splitter I've heard. So let's add this in to our beat.
Want you to stay.
Let me practice the chops.
Want you to stay. Want you to stay. Want you to stay.
All right, so I have about 4 chops. I will use those 4.
Want you to stay.
That just leveled that beat up another notch. And then we'll copy and paste just the beat so that when the hook comes in, it will play that vocal. Man, this beat came out crazy. We literally did this in like 10 minutes. If I wasn't doing little particular stuff. right, I'm gonna write some lyrics, and I definitely want to record, at least try to see what it sounds like with a vocal on this. All right, so here's a vocal demo I recorded.
Want you to stay.
Just to get by, just to get by, just to get by. The homie saw the 8 ball, just to get by. So tell me what you waiting for, just to get by. When you maxed out your credit, already hit the limit and you can't keep spending. Just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by. When you can't stop spinning and the world stops spinning and your girl stops grinning. Just to get by. When your friends keep calling but you really ain't ballin', so you just wanna call it. Just to get by. When parlays ain't hitting and your stocks keep dipping but you smile like you winning. Just to get by. When they hate new religion, cheers to the new beginning and celebrate your ending. Just to get by. Just to get by, 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 just to get by.
All right, y'all. So that is the demo for today. If you guys want to learn how to make beats like the pros, go to busyworksbeats.com/black. I'll leave a link below. Peace out, guys.